In the year 2011, the Inter-University Council for East Africa and the East African Business Council entered into a partnership to bring the industry to the academia and the academia to the industry. Through this engagement, several academia public-private sector partnerships have been formed, which has seen the higher education sector in East Africa slowly transform.
We are working to develop and grow academia, public-private partnerships within the framework of improving our teaching facilities, our teaching and learning facilities.
At RIARA we have partnerships, very many partnerships with the industry, just to mention a few, with SAP, which is one of the largest IT software company. So we have partnerships with IBM, Cisco, Kenya School of Government for the high-level, government-level training, Foreign Service Institute for International Relations and Diplomacy.
We are supervising a group called 25 Under 25, young, innovative, creative, and they're not only coming from KCA, they're coming from all other universities, and we are all bringing them together. We are exposing them with the business community like Bidco CEO, who is really very, very close to us here. We're working together to expose these kids in terms of finance. Now the idea is beautiful, it's done. How do you finance it?
The University of Chambogo in Uganda has partnered with Shenyang University of China to develop business proposals for developing the university.
We're going to be working with them and see whether they can identify some of their business people to come and work with us in this venture. And also with the approval of the private-public partnership policy or law of Uganda, we'll be able to use that policy to source for people to help us do these developments.
The Kenya Private Sector Alliance, KEPSA, has so far extended 24 partnerships with universities in Kenya through Liwa Trust.
So we at Liwa came together to create that dialogue. So we invite our member institutions. Liwa is a membership organization, so we invite member institutions to tell us when they need curriculum review, curriculum development, or guest lecturers. And now with our link to KEPSA and the private sector, we're able to provide that link between the two. We midwife the discussion, and then once the partnership is formed, you find that the partnerships run a lot smoother because it's a joining of minds of people who want each other.
Dr. Manu Chandaria, a renowned businessman in the region, has partnered with universities in Kenya to improve the academia public-private sector partnerships. He established the Chandaria Business and Incubation Center in Kenyatta University and the Chandaria Cancer and Chronic Disease Center in Moi University.
So we talked to the Kenyatta University, can we create an incubation center, innovation and incubation center? Because these people are never going to find jobs. Jobs are very difficult. So I explained to them, I said, look, unless we give these children some possibilities, then and then we can get somewhere. So we created a space for 100 students.
Dr. Chandaria is also set to start the Chandaria School of Performing Arts at the University of Nairobi once the construction of the university tower is complete. In developing job-ready graduates, the Inter-University Council for East Africa has developed a 5-year program that will see the graduates get the required skills for the industry.
We are developing a research and innovation and capacity building program, and it will be a program for 5 years. It will operate along these lines, but it will also focus on on skills development for undergraduates and the involvement of the private sector in development in the production of graduates.
The universities are working with each other to expose their staff and students to the industry and to ensure their graduates meet the industry standards.
We have a very strong law school and law program. Part of the strengths of the law school is the faculty we have. Our faculty are international level faculty, people who have attained their masters and PhDs in Harvard or London School of Economics and New York and other places like those. So they bring that international exposure to the students. We have a series of public lectures that we have perfected. We run about 4 or 5 public lectures from globally renowned speakers who give students that global exposure and global experience to open their minds to see themselves as global citizens.
We just signed an agreement with Tohoku University, which is going to lead to the graduate school of accounting and economic management, which will begin to jointly put together, supported by Japanese government. In about 1 week, we have several students going to Japan, to Tohoku, and they are going to have a dual degree or dual masters. One is from KCA, another one is from Tohoku University. This is one of the best technological based and the best business school in Japan, started in the year 1827.
I see the role of universities, like the University of Nairobi, the mother university in this country, being to work with the younger universities to produce the PhDs and high-skilled manpower that is required to service those new institutions, and also the research institutions and government. And I see as Vice Chancellor, it's one of the most important mandates of the university.
With more than 50% of graduates from East African universities lacking the necessary skills and key competencies required by the industry, individual universities are employing different strategies to prepare their students to be job-ready graduates. Nkumba University in Uganda is giving their students hands-on skills to enable them to be self-employed.
So we are trying to produce graduates who are hands-on, who have got skills. As you know now, the government is emphasizing the issue of skilling our graduates, and that's what we are trying to do.
So that's what I've been doing since I came here. Stimulate graduate training, develop new programs, revise old programs, encourage research.
For us, we believe in one thing. Innovation is not a room. Innovation is not something that you put up and expect to get innovations. For us, we believe innovation is a culture. It's not something we do occasionally. It's something we do as part of our everyday activities.
We are on the verge of creating one of the most elaborate, comprehensive innovation center in East Africa. Begin from an innovation center, incubation center, career planning and placement center, where the students from the day they arrive, they go to and get hooked to career planning and placement center.
The University of Nairobi has signed memoranda of understanding with the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Public Works and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Kenya to expose their graduates to the industry.
Recently we signed an MOU with the Foreign Affairs Ministry, whereupon our students can be attached to that ministry and where the university can also train the staff, be they from within Kenya or even those diplomats who are serving in Kenya.
Recently, universities in East Africa have seen an upsurge of students enrolling for higher education in their campuses. This growth has presented a number of challenges that are affecting the quality of education in East Africa.
The expansion of higher education, rapid expansion, lecturers are not enough, and the few who are there, they are outstretched, and the demand keeps on rising. This is a challenge.
The person to teach at the university is somebody with a PhD, and we don't have them. In fact, we've set a deadline. November 14, 2018, all lecturers should have their PhDs. So we are now pushing universities to train lecturers at PhD level.
We have a big shortage of professors and associate professors. We now have about 8 associate professors and no professors, and we will need more than 30 professors and maybe another 40 associate professors.
The curriculum that we have is still inherited from the colonial past. And that's why we have a lot of people, striding the roads until their shoes cuff, shoe heels cuff. Why? They are following an elitist academic program which is not practical.
We continue to receive this public money, and we continue to teach the same way we have taught for years, which is lecture people to death and then give them exams.
In 2003, the student population was about 6,000, 7,000. This has gone to 23,000. And we're still using the same facilities. It's not acceptable.
When it comes to linkages between academia and industry, it's just getting people to talk and creating that bridge. Universities know they need industry. Industry knows that they need universities. But causing the interaction to happen, that is the biggest challenge.
Financial resources have also been a major challenge, especially to the public universities that highly depend on government funding.
Whether it's enough, I don't know anywhere where government funds and say it's enough. Okay, I think all the public financial procedure is that it's not enough, but it's adequate to run programs that are doing so. But there's always improvements. There can always be improvement. That's an area of concern.
The government has told us they don't have enough money to give us. And they have told us, use your facilities to generate money.
In addressing these challenges, universities and other stakeholders in the education sector are employing different strategies to develop solutions.
Traditionally, professors and lecturers are not trained teachers. And in order for us then to have the next thrust of our producing holistic graduates, we have operationalized the Center for Pedagogy and Andragogy at our Kenya Science Campus. We'll also then use this opportunity to give technological skills to our professors so that they are up to date with modern application of technology in delivery of our courses.
So what I've done is take these folks, these professors who are teaching, and send them back to school. Every single one of them. I send them and I expose them to Babson model. I expose them to the Scandinavia European model. I exposed them to the Southeast Asia model. They came here. They are very different people.
So since I came, we've been working on promotion criteria, which we have put in place. And because of those stringent promotion criteria, we've been able to promote many senior lecturers to associate professors once they meet the minimum qualifications. We're now building the professorial rank from amongst ourselves. Many people have gone for further training, have come back with PhDs. And I think out of about 390 members of staff, more than 120 now have PhDs.
Change the curriculum to suit the changing environment. It can never be the same. Things must change.
The way we fund higher education in Africa is through government, through public money. And we can think, how do we partner with, say, Barclays Bank in order to really be our partner to do this kind of thing?
Government was always short of money. So I created with the university, convincing them that we need UNES, University of Nairobi Enterprise Services Limited, which is a paying body. Anything which university has got which can make money goes inside. Cafeteria goes inside. Petrol station goes inside. Coffee farm goes inside. Dairy farm goes inside.
The Inter-University Council for East Africa has sourced $20 million to finance the 5-year capacity building program in universities in East Africa.
So the East African community has the Council of Ministers, in fact, they have, in principle, agreed to finance this program for a tune of about $4 million in 5 years. But we are negotiating with other development partners, and we think we will be successful.
In enhancing the linkage between the academia and the industry, universities are establishing liaison offices. The Kenya Private Sector Alliance has also established Liwa Trust to facilitate creation of partnerships.
It's important for universities to market their programs, to market their ideals, and to negotiate some of these partnerships. Since we operationalized this office, we have seen the partnerships growing and the quality improving and more being signed than before.
So Liwa is a trust that was formed by the Kenya Private Sector Alliance to act as a bridge between academia and industry and get conversations going, get partnerships going. So far we've been able to create about 24 partnerships.
We need to do a little more by pushing the quality and standards of education even higher and higher.
With the ongoing conversations on how to improve the quality of graduates from East African universities, the 2015 Academia Public-Private Partnerships Forum and Exhibitions will provide the best platform for all the stakeholders to engage on how they can develop an ideal graduate for the East African market.